Hello everybody and welcome to the 7th edition of Councillors Corner. This video segment is intended to inform the residents of Oyen and other viewers about town topics that arise from monthly council meetings. Today with me I have Councillor James Walker. Hello James.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
That is great. So today we're going to just get to know James a little bit and then we'll dive into some of the topics from the council meeting. So how long have you been a councillor for the town of Oyen?
I'm in my second term, so 7 years.
7 years, that's great. Thank you very much. What was it that motivated you to begin on council?
When I first moved to Oyen, I was new to the community. I didn't really know anybody or anything. And so to pass the time, so to speak, I came to the meetings, council meetings, as a spectator.
Right.
And I did that for a couple of years, and then when the opportunity arose for me to put my name in the hat, I put my name in the hat, and
here we are.
7 years later.
Yeah, it's great. Thank you very much for that. So what's something you enjoy doing in your spare time?
Kim and I and my boys like traveling to small, they call them ghost towns.
Ghost towns.
Here in Alberta, and
very cool.
Sort of, look at the history and see how things were back in the day.
Yeah.
Recently we went to Rowley, Alberta, which is just north of Drumheller.
Cool.
This town was first started in the 1920s. It was a farming community. It had a rail yard and grain elevators, and it was just basically diminished to. They had 500 population, and it diminished down to like 8.
Holy smokes! Yeah.
And to one positive effect is that these 8 residents in the area take pride in this little hamlet. And they maintained the storefronts of the original stores and the houses.
Cool. Yeah.
And they also had the opportunity, they had a film crew come through, and they filmed in that town the movie Bye Bye Blues.
Bye Bye Blues.
So
check it out. That's very cool. That's a very neat hobby. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's awesome. Now that we know you a little bit better, we're going to dive into some of the topics from the council meeting that was just held on Tuesday, the 13th. So to start, what would you say was the main topic of this council?
I think the main topic was the new incentive program that Big Country Medical Dental Board came out with for attracting nurses to our community.
Right.
To delve in a little bit on the history of it, it's more of a bonus incentive for a signing bonus, I should say, where a nurse can sign on for 1 to 2 years, if longer, and if depending on their rank or what position they've taken, the more money they make, so to speak.
Right, and there was a chart in it.
Yes, there was a chart, that's right. And they make money, an extra set of, I'm going to use the term $5,000 for 1 year. And if they say sign on for 2 years, they get $5,000 the 1 year and the second year.
Right. It was 1 year, 2 year.
Yeah, 1 year, 2 years,
yeah.
and it, like I said, it also depended on what they were signing up for too.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great idea. It's unfortunate that we've had to do that, but if it's going to get somebody in the door,
yes,
we really need to keep this hospital open. This is the heartbeat of the community in the surrounding area.
Yeah, that is the priority right now, is keeping that emergency department open.
Definitely.
So, it was great of council. And after the open house that AHS had, our community definitely showed their priority and support for the hospital as well.
Definitely.
So council approved the
yes,
approved the package, and there was also for the nurses that stayed, right?
That's true. Yes.
Yeah. An incentive going towards those nurses who have stuck around and hung in there, basically. Yeah. No, that was a very good topic. Yeah. And actually, the details from this incentive package will be shared once the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted, so to speak. So, so we'll be sharing that with everyone later.
I hope everybody likes it, and I hope it does attract.
I hope it does attract as well.
And one thing that was mentioned is that a lot of the nurses that are going to school, when they're done their schooling and they graduate, they're actually wanting to go to the rural communities.
That's great.
Hopefully we snag a few.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Yes. So another delegation we had at the meeting was Jason Dukeshire. He is the principal at the high school and OPS. What can you share with everyone the issue he brought forward?
One of the major issues which struck me real hard is that the lack of teachers. The school board is having a hard time attracting teachers to come out to us.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because we live in a small town and they want to be closer to the bigger communities, right?
Cities.
And so what's going to happen is next fall, some of the courses being served at the school is going to be done over teleconference.
Yes.
So I mean, it's great that the kids are still going to get their education, but it's not the same when the teacher's not there.
That's right. I know. Yeah.
So I'm just hoping this is not going to be a trend. I mean, if this is going to be to the point, what's the school going to be like in a year, 2 years from now? Are we going to have the same issue as the hospital?
Yes. Hopefully the future's not as bleak as it seems.
No, we can't lose this high school here, because then we lose Badgers.
Yeah.
And
lose all your academies.
They want to do up a hockey academy, but they're struggling to get that on the roll because they can't find coaches and stuff like that.
Yes.
And I mean, that is the heart of this place, this town and the surrounding area is hockey and baseball. And if we can't keep that, where are we going to be?
Where are we going to be? Oh, that's so true. So if anybody knows of any teachers as well that would love to come and move to Oyen, there's quite a few. I think there's 3 positions still, 3 or 2 that need to be filled over at the high school. So send them our way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Okay, so lastly, is there anything else that they talked about at the council meeting that you want to share with everybody?
At the end of the day, we were going through our correspondence, and we had a resident that sent us in a correspondence about property taxes.
Yeah.
He had built his house here in town, and the long and short of the letter, he felt very upset and being penalized, so to speak, that his taxes were so high.
Right.
There was a very heated conversation amongst us about this, and one of our fellow councillors, Mr. Haupt, made good, valid points that, that's why people don't want to build here, because people feel that I'm going to build a house, but I'm going to have a second mortgage payment to pay taxes.
Exactly.
So, we've instructed our CAO, Deb Ross, that, maybe she can look into something that is, like I want to say a tax cap.
Yeah, kind of like
speak.
a cap. So,
is there something that we can do that these new prospective buyers and builders, won't feel that way, won't feel penalized or, scare them off, so to speak.
That's right.
So
and so for those who don't quite know the process, it's the assessment of the house that's times by the mill rate, and that's where you get your dollar value for your taxes. So these properties that have the higher assessments do end up with those higher values. So hopefully there's something council can come up with for, like you say, those properties and attract some.
Yes, some or that, or some kind of another, like an incentive or some sort.
Yeah.
It's I can understand their frustrations.
Yes.
But being in a small community, if you want
tough.
all the bells and whistles, I mean, I don't want to point the blame at anybody. Like it's
quite a pull back and forth.
Oh, definitely. Considering there's low end people, I wouldn't say low end houses or lots here in town that pay next to nothing for
taxes. Are on the minimum tax.
And then somebody wants to build a house or upgrade their house and make it look really presentable, and now they're going to get penalized.
With higher taxes.
And then of course they become frustrated, and why should I spend all this money? Why would I do this if I'm going to get penalized and have to pay more taxes?
Yeah, that's right. And so and council, like he said, this hits home for everyone. I mean, they all live in town as well. So those, and I just do want to say, when you do send in complaints or concerns through the proper channels, they do make it to council. And so this is one of those examples where the councillors, we all know taxes have been an issue, but this is one of the first times that something's actually made it through in the proper channels. And so here we are, and now we're looking into something like that. So I think it's great. So please utilize the contact us form on the website, or there's forms in the office here to fill out to get to council if you have any concerns of your own.
Definitely.
Yeah. So no, that's great. Council they're behind you all, I promise. Yeah.
It's a slow process. It's not something,
process.
A lot of things don't work overnight.
Yes, it does. Takes time. Yeah, for sure. Well, I think that's all we have today. So thanks so much for coming in, James.
You're very welcome.
And thank you all for watching. Tune into the next edition next month after the next council meeting. Have a good day.